human beings in NIH alike. Welcome to a spooktacular edition of Oklahoma History and Films.
It's the best one yet. It's the
Yeah.
scariest one yet, for sure.
Well, we have our work cut out for us today.
Literally cut.
Oh,
Heavy
man.
on the word cut.
Because, we are going to review the movie, the 1986. I'm not going to call it a classic.
It's a classic to somebody.
Oh, yes.
This is somebody's favorite movie. I don't want to meet that person, but
The 1986 film, Terror at Tenkiller.
what a great name.
Oh, what a great name.
Yeah.
And Tenkiller comes from, it's popular. It's a lake here in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
So that's
And
what I think of the name.
I'd never heard this legend that pops up later in the movie about Princess Tenkiller was a beautiful Native American princess who was wronged, like most natives were, and she drowned somebody who wronged her she drowned herself with the guy, is what they say.
Yeah.
I'd never heard any of this. If you, a proud native-blooded person, have you ever heard anything like this, or is this just myth stuff?
Yeah, I'm not familiar with it, what it sounds like. It sounds like a white guy's story.
Oh,
that
I
they're
wasn't going to
telling
say it,
about
but yeah, it does. It sounds like something you put on a keychain or something.
Yeah. Oh, holy crap. Okay, and we have a rule around here that we don't ever trash a movie,
Yeah.
because, as you say, every movie is somebody's favorite movie.
Yeah.
So it's not in us to go around trashing films. And
No.
I just want to preface this episode with that.
The worst I'll say about a movie nowadays in my advanced age is that it's not for me. It's not something I'll rewatch. That's what I'll say and I don't have any hate in my heart for movies that aren't for me. I don't dislike movies. I try not to pick them apart too much. I mean, this one was stretching me a little, but no, there's a lot of it I still liked. I really liked the two girls, two ladies. They were very pleasant. The one with the short hair I thought was the better of the two actresses.
Jana.
Yeah.
Yeah, this film it's a film by Ken Myers. I'm not familiar with Ken Myers, and I tried to look up Ken Myers, and I couldn't find a whole lot about him at all.
So if you're out there, Ken Myers.
I hope you enjoy our review.
Yeah.
And the film also stars not also stars, but it stars Mike Wiles, Stacy Logan, and Michelle Merchant. Those were the three names I got.
Cool.
So mostly out of I'm not familiar with any of them other than Mike Wiles. He played like the bartender in a Halo in Fight Club.
Halo guy in this one, he's spoiler. He's the bad guy. He's the big bad in this.
His name is Tor. And
Tor.
whenever they say his name in it, I was like, did they say Thor? And then the guy was like, no, Tor, short for torrent was, I think, what he said. Yeah, it was like short for torrent, which
Well, that's cool. I know about
I've never
torrents.
I've never even heard. I've never heard a name about it, but yeah, I know that you know.
Is there something funny or I don't know.
I'll have to
what.
tell you after the show.
Clue me into some secret stuff, man. I'm ready.
Yes.
No, he is I will say he's definitely an imposing killer. Tor is, and he's huge. He's a huge guy, and the lady with short hair was into him, and he just wanted to be into her in a different way. One thing I've learned, because I have any astute listeners know that I used to do a horror movie podcast, horror movie homework. So I've watched a ton of these, and one thing I can say is universal in every slasher movie is three things. The guy wants to sleep with his mom, he wants to be his mom, or he wants to kill his mom. There's always some version of that. We didn't see this. We didn't see Tor's mom, but we can kind of assume from his behavior that probably not the best upbringing. It's probably one of those three or all three of those things he wants to do. Not hell. They don't have healthy relationships with their moms. These guys.
That's a real observation. Yeah,
Yeah, and
I'm
there's not
glad.
a ton of backstory for Tor in this. We don't
There's
really.
not a ton of backstory to anything in this. Okay,
Yeah,
the movie opens. It's like no, no. First of all, but like the movie opens with was it? It was just some random woman getting her throat cut.
yeah, because they mention her a little bit later in the
Yeah,
diner. They
that's
say that
right.
it's the Tor's girlfriend, and someone says, "Well, she's probably okay. He's worried about her because she's been missing." But we, as the viewer, know he brutally sliced her. Anyone watching this, there's no warm up to the killer. It's not like you're going to see the killer 30, 40 minutes in. Like you see him immediately
Yeah,
slash a head off immediately. So props to you said the director's name earlier, but props to him for just diving immediately in.
but what was it with like the look on her face whenever he slits her throat?
I don't know. It looked like I want to say like she was okay with it in some way. It was really I didn't like it.
Yeah, I don't know if you would say okay, but yeah, there was something weird with it for sure.
It was pretty graphic though, and the effects were good. It was kind of dark, so maybe that hid some of the effects, which is pretty cool.
So yeah, this movie it opens up, a woman's getting her throat cut, and like the weird look on her face was really creepy. And I at first I thought it was like a comedy or like yeah, I didn't know, but
I thought it maybe was a dream sequence because it seemed so weird, kind of surreal or something. So I wondered if that was,
oh well
but
no
no,
no yep it
it
was
happened.
definitely yeah he this guy. Oh, they also showed like the shot of her in a dumpster or something,
Right.
or no, was it like he had her in a dumpster and then he like brought her and put her in the boat,
Yeah, I was gonna say I
and
think he
then
dumped her in the lake. I think that's
yeah,
what he was doing was dumping him in the lake.
then they do like the opening credits, which is kind of cool. I'm a fan of movies that like open up with like something really extreme happening and then
Yeah.
it cuts into like the thing. But because I gotta say something nice about this movie and I need everything.
Well, it
Uh,
was cool of him to let us know, the director, like immediately what kind of movie we're into. This is a slasher cutting heads off movie. It's
that
like
well,
a
yeah, that's
oh, you know what it made me think of? Okay, the early 2000s, Daniel Pearl videos that were online. I'm sure somebody out there knows what I'm talking about. They were horrific. If you saw them, you probably need therapy. But yeah, it was like that. It was definitely like that. And opens the movie with it. Jeez.
anyway, so we open up. The after the credits, we see a woman. She's swimming in what appears to be like a school or something, and it has that like kind of like
Yeah.
type of moment, and like some guys creeping up, and then it just turns out to be like she's like, hey babe, we have some things to work out. It turns
Yeah.
out to be like her boyfriend Josh,
He's not a nice guy. He's kind of a pig.
and yeah, we'll learn a lot about Josh throughout this movie. After I believe it was Josh, he said like, "Hey babe, we have some things we got to work out." And by the way, like the dialogue in this, man,
I mean, it's
1986, baby.
hey, it's someone's favorite movie. Somebody had this on VHS and this only, and a handful of other movies, and they rewatched them over and over. It's probably
Did you know what
Commando.
they re-released it on DVD in like 2014,
Oh,
and then
cool.
there's been another. Like I saw there was a 4K restoration or something, and that was in like 2021 maybe. So this it's somebody out here. It's their favorite movie.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'd see. I already knew about that because I mean, obviously, how would I have watched it otherwise? You said you watched it on Tubi, and I bought, I bought the 4K, obviously.
Yeah. So the woman she responds, "Now's not the time and place for this," and we hear a voiceover throughout the whole movie, like
Which is
of
weird
yeah,
choice. I didn't like it.
and it was like, oh, it seemed Josh, I always had problems, and uh, little did she know she's about to have the most terrifying summer of her life or whatever, like.
Yeah,
And there's a shower scene. We get the gratuitous '80s
yeah.
like boob shot
Cue
from.
the '80s adult film music.
Oh man, the music choices in this film were interesting.
Interesting. Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
And we get this moment that it feels like, another killer is kind of sneaking up on her, and then boom, here's Jana, her apparently best friend
Yeah.
Jana shows
She's
up.
cool. Justice for what's her name?
Jana,
Justice
justice for Jana,
Justice for
yeah.
Jana. She got a real raw deal. She was just trying to be a cool lady.
There was a lot. Honestly, at first, uh, and not this isn't really even giving any spoilers away, but at first, like I started thinking Jana was like maybe the killer early on,
Yeah.
very early on.
Well, they decided to go to Lake Tenkiller, which is a cool name. They decided to be, it was just in Oklahoma, so they decided to go there for fun and hang out. And
Well, yeah, and because Jana sees that Leslie's boyfriend Josh keeps treating her like crap, and
yeah, and like
and
putting
he's getting cut. Yeah, he's putting
getting
hands on
handsy.
her
Yeah,
and getting physical. And I remember outside the school, he like grabs her by the arm, and Jan, being like awesome friend,
yeah. She
runs
gets
over
up there. She
there.
bows up to him.
Yeah, I mean, she like physically removes his hand off her arm.
Yeah,
So
I did think that was really
like,
cool.
props to Jan.
Yeah,
You were right.
justice for Jan.
Justice
Yeah,
for Jan.
yeah. She's way too good of a friend for this lady. That's for sure.
And yeah, Jan does. She convinces Leslie that hey, let's just get away. Let's go out to what was it? Tenkiller,
Yeah.
Lake Tenkiller, and you can get a job out there and just get away for a while. Or do you want to spend the whole summer in this little town trying to avoid Josh? So like it what
What,
Jan was so good.
what were the other vacation options like?
Yeah.
Silent Hill, North Carolina, Raccoon City, Colorado, Elm Street, wherever that is.
Well, to be fair, Jan, all she had ever heard about Tenkiller was from like her father, who
Yeah.
apparently wanted to. Oh, yeah, it was to help her get over her fear of swimming. Told her about the little possessed native girl that lives
Right.
under the lake
Yeah,
and
it's
pulls people under.
yeah. Didn't they? Did they say that he like or she protects women from?
Was it like
Do,
explicitly protecting women, or
I
was
don't
it just
know.
a story that like she she pulls people under? I didn't know. I
Yeah,
watched it with my wife.
yeah. I see. I was kind of. I was a little disappointed. I don't mean to brag on this at all, but like, I was a little disappointed that we didn't see. Like what was in my head was really interesting. I saw a really cool native princess version with like a pink yellow robes and feathers and stuff, but like waterlogged and like with fangs and stuff. So imagine like a mean mermaid Native American princess.
Oh, so
Like
you were all in on the legend
that's
right
what I
off the
thought this.
bat.
That's
You
what I thought
thought
this was
that's
gonna
what?
be.
Oh, you thought that's what the terror at Ten
Yeah,
Killer was gonna
yeah. I
be?
kind of hoped. I was a little disappointed when it's just a regular dude, but just
Well, it's way more lifelike when it's a
yeah,
man.
it's a crazy white dude with a messed up, crazy face.
Oh god, pitchfork face
I guess
is
we
what
shouldn't
you
say that
call
because
him.
that's not part. It's not like they didn't say he got caught on fire. Or his parents grabbed a pitchfork.
Yeah,
It's
that's
just a guy.
not.
It's just a man's face.
It's not a
This is
part
just
of
a
the
human being.
backstory at all.
Yeah.
You're just,
It's like
you're
Jesus
just
Christ.
being-
That's the scariest looking killer I've ever seen in my life. It's like, oh no, we haven't done any makeup. Oh,
yeah.
oh.
You're like, how many hours is the makeup chair? And they're like, none. We shot this on a $40 or $40,000 budget. Might as well.
You
have
were right
been-
the first time.
Yeah.
Oh.
Listen, guys, we're trying. We're doing our best here.
This
We're-
movie's obviously you can hear in a voice. This movie wasn't made for us. It was made more for like my former co-host Wolfbane. You know, guys like that. They like this slasher stuff and get into the
They like
minutia of it.
slasher stuff, but listen, okay, and I had a summer with my brother and I. We watched like every slasher film we could get at the rental store next, like to where we
Those were
live.
the good. Those were the
And
good old days.
a runaway camp, things like that, all the Nightmare on Elm Street and stuff. I get the slasher that there's like a whole culture for that, but
Yeah.
this seemed a little lazy, like
Yeah, there's
tropey and uninspired. And we, us, we don't ever set out to dump on a film.
right. I wanted the killer to be more gimmicky. Like I was saying, I thought there was going to be some kind of creature or something, cool creature effect. And I guess in my mind, I'm spoiled because I think of killers and notable heroes and villains that you could put on a lunchbox. You could have an action figure of something like that, something kind of gimmicky. And we were wrestlers, so I guess we see everything in that lens. But like you said, it's a little bit more realistic because it was just a plain old crazy white guy with a knife. That should be the sequel to this, White Guy with a Knife.
Okay, Jana, she takes Leslie, to Tenkiller Lake and introduces her to that. I can't remember the guy that works at the restaurant, the owner,
Oh man, I
but
got really hungry watching that scene. I was like,
uh,
I want some runny eggs and
oh,
some
and
hash
you know what
browns.
I actually made a note of is like these chicks never eat in this movie, and they're offered food like several times, and they're like, and good food, and they just don't eat. And I wonder if that was like a '80s thing, how women had to like
Right.
adhere to just the dumbest ever.
Yeah, they couldn't eat in front of people. That's like bad. You don't
Yeah.
want to be seen without
No, oh,
makeup.
and did you catch at one point? Oh, the very around this time, some one of the other waitresses was like, "Who is that?" And the guy, the owner of the restaurant, was like, "Well, the smaller one." Was Jana, but it's like, what do you mean the smaller one? No, they were both tiny women, but that just it
Oh,
like shows that like the beauty standards back then, and like,
oh
oh
yeah,
my god, the hypocrisy, the audacity to like even suggest that Leslie was like somehow big.
right.
I don't
She was
know
the she.
that
Women
it,
love being called big girl. That's the
yeah,
best.
or even the having any comments on their bodies, they love that.
Yeah, that's great. You should. Yeah, they should definitely
You
always
should
do that.
always comment on a woman's body. Yeah.
Ugh, God.
But anyway, yeah. So Jana takes Leslie there to meet the boss, and like, oh, you need to hire this girl, and it's cooking hamburgers. How hard can it be? And
What do you think they got paid? I don't know. I didn't bother to look it up, and they didn't say it, but I bet it wasn't much.
yeah, probably not. But I had the sense that they weren't really there for the money. Like I feel like she probably came for money, but
Yeah,
they were
and they
really there
probably got a
just
free meal too.
yeah, that they didn't eat
Yeah, they
because they weren't
didn't.
allowed to.
Maybe they ate it over the trash in the bathroom or something.
Oh, and
That
then
sucks.
not too long after they get to the cabin and all that, there was this scene where Leslie is dreaming and Josh is outside, like playing the harmonica. It
Yeah.
was so weird, and the lighting, and I actually started laughing out loud, like just I was uncontrollably laughing, and I don't think it was an appropriate time to laugh. I don't think the filmmaker was exactly. I don't think its intent was for me to be laughing at that point in time, but I
Well, you were
couldn't help but laugh at how hysterical the shot looked for just what it was, or for what it ended up being. I don't know. I'm
yeah.
not trying to bag on this thing. I promise.
You're trying very hard not to. To be fair, you're trying not to. The other waitress, she says that she's going to go on a date, and she needs off early. That's what she says.
Oh, yeah, that's what happens. Oh my!
Yeah,
And
that's
then she and yeah, oh, what was it? No, like you go ahead. You
okay.
tell me after that
Oh
because
yeah,
I'm getting a little.
yeah, she's a very pretty young waitress lady. Yeah, she asked her boss to get off because she's got a hot date, and she's which okay, I wrote this down. She says it right after they say about Tor's girlfriend going missing, which spoiler, he slashed or whatever. But from their perspective, she doesn't know that, so she's like, oh yeah, speaking of you being a loser with a missing girlfriend, I have a hot date tonight, and you think immediately she's going to get slashed by the slasher.
Yeah,
But but her guy seems pretty cool actually. It looks like they actually had a cool time. She's pretty reasonable. She's like, hey, do you want to hook up? Well, we can't. I'm staying with people. I'm at an Airbnb or whatever, and we can't make loud noise. So maybe next time. Like, seems pretty cool and reasonable. Hot tub Richard Ramirez type scene. Oh
oh my
God.
God! You saw the hot scene. Oh yeah, yeah. The hot tub. Like Haley was going crazy about this. She's like, "Why is the hot tub in the house?" Like, and
Yeah,
I was like, "What? You don't remember the '80s?"
it's a really cool spot. It looks, to be honest, it looks like a very nice
Oh yeah,
vacation
you would
spot.
rather be outside in that hot tub.
Yeah,
But
yeah, you can get out there and you can hang out and smoke or
great
whatever.
view of the lake.
Yeah.
But no, let's put it inside where there's windows and yeah,
Yeah, I want
whatever.
to be inside where there's a lot of moisture, like way more than normal. That's good for your lungs.
Yeah, and it causes steam and therefore hard to see when
Yeah.
certain people that aren't supposed to be there just walk in.
This was a little bit of a
It
scary
was
scene.
so weird.
The way they filmed it from the outside,
And
like,
well, and then the guy that gets into the water like with his full denim, his Canadian tuxedo on,
yeah, he looked like Randall Flagg from The Stand. He just like leaps in there for a second. I thought maybe
he
he
was
was
joking with her.
right. He's gonna kiss her or something. But he was like
Yeah,
he's a killer, but he's like awkward or something.
yeah,
I
just
don't
the
know.
most awkward killer, and he drowns her with the like I don't know, with the kind of effort that you can't tear your way out of a wet paper sack with the
Yeah,
amount of effort he was exerting. But I mean, it was enough to kill her, so
yeah,
yeah, good for him, I
yeah.
guess.
He like pulled her back and stuck her, and it was
Oh, no, no, that's right. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. But it was like underwater or something, and then
right.
the water starts filling up. That's right. That's
Yeah, I
right.
mean it didn't. I mean it didn't stain his clothes. Obviously, his blood.
Yeah, why
Gallons of
would it?
blood doesn't. I mean, as you know. I noticed that another time. There's another kill over a sink, and then later on, I wrote down this MFer must be the world's greatest janitor in the world because he cleaned up a crime scene in like 2 minutes, and he came in and it looked nice actually. The
Oh,
dishes
and
were done and
there
everything.
was also a part whenever like preacher, they were over getting the boat like
Right.
with preacher, and they're like, Tor says, "I'm gonna go gas up the boat and grab it and pull it over there," and like he does it in the span of like 10 seconds, and
Yeah.
it was crazy. Good man, that guy is quick. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah, and he was an especially creep. I wrote down here that these ladies are just these two nice ladies are just surrounded by creeps on every scene.
uh,
And the one guy's gonna protect him. Like,
oh yeah,
oh, what
dude,
was that?
dude. Ugh. Like Preacher and Tor having that creep off moment.
Yeah,
Like, yeah, it was
I thought
so
for a minute
weird.
earlier Tor was being cool because he's like, dude, stop it. I thought he was being
Yeah.
like, dude, stop your toxic masculinity. But really, it's like, listen, knock it off. I'm gonna slash him. You can't.
Yeah, he's like,
Like, I
dude, what are you
abhor
doing?
sexual assault, but slashing, that's fine.
Yeah.
Can we talk about the cake hand that you mentioned earlier when he
Oh yeah. Well, I was gonna say, after that weird nightmare scene that
yeah.
Les got that weird prank call, and then she called Jana and like told her about it, and the person was like, "Oh, you're forever mine." But I think that actually happened before the cake hand. So
Mm,
then, yeah, we'll talk about the because that was a part of Preacher and Tor's
yeah.
creep off.
Yeah, they're
Out
they're in
because
confrontation.
Preacher had came by to the ladies at the cabin and he dropped off some fish. And he was like, "Yeah, here's some nice fish. I cleaned it for you. You guys don't have to worry about that." And he's like, "Yeah, so can I come in for a beer?" And they're like,
Yeah,
"Oh,
just invite yourself in.
we're real tired." And by the way, Preacher looks like he's probably in his 70s,
Yeah.
so he's an old man.
He looks like several people I used to know.
Yeah, and then he starts like I don't know, kind of creeping outside their house, right?
Yeah, and
Looking.
he pulls out a knife. I don't remember if he was like cutting an apple
Well,
like a lot
no,
of these guys
no,
do.
he pulled the knife out after Tor started creeping up on him and got mouthy with him and shit. That's when he pulled out the knife, and he was like, he said something like, "Yeah, well, you know what? You're just another young rich boy or something." I don't.
Yeah.
He went off on a. It was just such a weird moment
They
between these
must have
two.
had some beef before that, you know.
Yeah,
They worked together all day.
and it was like and yeah, I got the vibe from Tor that he was like, "Yeah, yo, bro, you're stepping in on my creep zone,
Yeah.
and ain't nobody gonna be creeping around here except me."
Yeah.
And that's basically what happened. And they,
It's the alpha creep.
yeah, and Preacher goes to walk away. He turns his back on the guy like you should, any
Yeah.
person you're insulting.
Guy way
And
bigger than you that has crazy face eyes.
yeah, and for some reason that guy attacks him and stabs him with his own knife, and then he cuts his arm off, like we were talking about the cake arm.
Yeah.
He cuts this dude's arm off with ease.
Just like knife through butter, just easy.
Because I was like, surely once he gets through the skin and muscle, once he hits that bone, it's gonna be a problem. Nope.
No, it's
He
good.
just like
It's
pressed down, not even that hard, and it went all
it's
the way through.
sort of like a pressure cooker where you can eat fish bones. It's just soft.
Like Haley and I, we got a real good kick out of that part. Like honestly, like and maybe that's what they were going for.
Maybe. And again, he cleans up the crime scene where nobody even.
No, and so let's talk about where he sticks the dead bodies. Where does he put them? Right under in a little cubby underneath the lady's cabin.
Well, yeah, that doesn't stink.
No, obviously
They're not
not.
gonna know.
It's known worldwide that decomposing bodies, human corpses, don't have a
They
smell.
don't emit any smell. That's science.
Yeah,
We all know that.
yeah.
That's Neil deGrasse Tyson right there.
That's why that worked, folks.
It's real. It's realistic. Yeah. So from here, geez.
After Leslie tells Jana about the caller that was like creeping on her, and he said, "You're forever mine." Like it,
Yeah.
she then goes on to explain how she's, oh, I'm not scared, but and I'll go walk alone to the restaurant to meet up with Jana. That was a weird decision,
Yeah.
but yeah, she literally conveyed that for some reason I'm just not scared, right? I'm not afraid.
Did they have? Well, I know they didn't have caller ID in '86 or whatever, but
They had
did,
that answering machine.
yeah. And could you do the where you call someone back
Oh,
star six seven?
Star
When
six
was that?
nine,
When did
Star
that?
69. That no,
69.
that would have been around like 95, 96,
No.
as far as
Okay.
I know. But yeah, and then Jan was like asking if it was Josh that was doing the creepy calls,
That's
and
what I thought. I thought
she
it
was
was
like,
him calling.
I'm not sure, and or no, actually, I think yeah, no. Les was like, yeah, it's Josh, and I think they kind of just they both come to the agreement that it's Josh.
Yeah, because they're just kind of like in this world in '86 with these ladies. They're like I said, they're surrounded by creeps. So it's just like they're not even that worried that some guy said some weird stuff on an answering machine that was brazen enough to leave it. They're not concerned. They're like, this is like a
That's
Tuesday
what like
for us.
Haley was saying. She's like, oh, I guess yeah, they're just gonna ignore that and
Not
go
tell
on
anyone.
about the day.
You don't want it to ruin. Yeah, I don't want to ruin the day. I mean, we got like
Don't
a
want to ruin brunch.
yeah, we got to feed the ducks and stuff, and we can't
We get
daydream a
a nice
little.
shot of the Fort Gibson Dam, which is actually where they shot the because there was something about Tenkiller they actually didn't film on Tenkiller, but they went to Fort Gibson Dam, which is in Oklahoma,
I feel
which
like
is why we're talking about this film.
yeah, yeah. Why we have to, why we're forced to. I feel like Wolfbane might have mentioned that to me that it wasn't actually filmed at like Tenkiller. I wonder if the remake. I guess we'll get into that. There was like there's a remake and a whole thing, an animated series and a whole thing.
Jan and Les they're at the restaurant chilling, and Tor comes by and joins them, and Tor tells Jan that he'll come around by like 6 o'clock with that boat part that they need
Yeah, she was
because
into him.
oh yeah she was oddly enough I don't know why because
It's like no,
he
there
was
was either him or Preacher.
yeah I guess it's true
Yeah,
and they did seem to like I don't know it was implied they were drinking here and there so I don't know.
yeah.
She asked if Preacher made it back, and he was like, "Oh yeah, yeah, he made it back." And
To
so
hell. She's like, what? Like, no, I don't know. Didn't say
yeah,
anything.
it's like, "Oh no,
Nothing.
nothing." And so Jan leaves. She leaves, and then leaves Leslie and Tor back at the restaurant.
Yeah.
And Tor starts asking about her boyfriend, like feigning interest, and he's like, "Oh, you're too beautiful to be putting up with a guy like that. You could have any girl you want." Just the smoothest stuff that, and original too. Like this is stuff women don't hear all
Yeah.
the time. So
They
like,
don't. Yeah.
she was probably just like blown away
You
by
can
it.
save them, and
Yeah.
they love that. I was surprised that he like started kind of showing interest in her because it's like out of the two,
Yeah, because
seems more fun.
but for him it was like he was going for the more vulnerable one. So that's
See, I don't think like that. It's
well,
did that pretty,
I'm being inside.
yeah.
I went inside the killer's mind.
Yeah.
All right, that's
Yeah,
the
you did
difference
that real
between
quick
you and
though.
I. That's
They
the
just
difference between you and I. I do the homework, and
yeah. I
you
mean,
just phone it in.
you just said it right off the tip of your tongue, like it's just second nature. Like for me, it's like a struggle to imagine slashing and killing and stuff. But
You
that's
put up
cool.
a good facade, is what it is. Uh, there was this moment in the conversation between Leslie and Tor where she was like, I have to deal with this harassment as a part of, as a part of growing up, as a part of, like
Right.
womanhood.
Yeah.
And, like, I don't know, it's just the way she said it. Like, whoever wrote this movie, which is probably a man. I mean,
Yeah.
surely it was a man. Um, yeah, you need to talk to more girls. I mean, it's probably too late now,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
get it together. Um, we go back. It takes us back to show that Jan is back at the cabin. She goes for a dip in the lake, and I'm sure this is going to end well, is what I said in my notes.
Well,
Uh,
it was raining. I thought that was pretty
yeah,
cool.
well, it starts raining. She jumps in first, and then it starts raining because apparently there was no sign that it was going to rain beforehand.
Well, what I was confused, I was really confused. I was hung up on this scene. So I wrote down she got out. She got out of the water as if the rain was making her like it was getting her
Wet.
wet, and she couldn't tell. It's like, oh god, did the rain get me wet? It just is really weird. Like you can't swim with the rain.
Yeah,
Maybe
because
there's a danger of lightning.
there was no lightning, there was no thunder. It was just beautiful rain,
Yeah,
and yeah, you're right. She
because I
was
don't know if
like,
you.
"Oh no, my hair is getting
Yeah,
wet."
because I don't know if any of our listeners ever did this when you were a kid, but you fill up the bathtub and you take a shower. You
Oh,
can't do it for very long because it'll overflow or
what
whatever.
I
But
would do is take a shower and then just like put the plug in
ooh, that's even
and let
smarter.
yeah, but the water was always like kind of cold by the time it filled up. So
That's still cool. You can pretend you're like in the jungle.
anyway.
Yeah. Anyway.
uh, it starts raining, as we said, and like she gets out. She apparently falls asleep on the dock, and then Tor starts creeping up in that rowboat
Yeah.
and like stands above her and like wakes her up. I thought he was just gonna like end her right then and there,
Yeah.
but instead he wakes her up and he's like, "How about that beer?" In the like most creepiest way, which apparently turns Jan
She
on.
was
She's
kind of
so
yeah.
into this
She
shit.
probably had some
Jesus,
fetishes, some stuff.
some demons she
Yeah.
needed working
Well,
on.
actually, it started kind of being nice, and I kind of forgot this is a slasher movie for a minute because they were just kind of hanging out, sort of vibing or whatever. And it's like, oh man, I hope they got together, the two actors.
Yeah, and then it like starts storming again, and then it like cuts to Leslie reading a book at the restaurant. Like, but it was in the dark. Haley pointed that out. It's kind of funny, but and she gets another prank call at the restaurant, and then it cuts back to the cabin, and Jen's washing her hair in the sink like forever.
Oh yeah, no, I wrote down that I thought that was really cool because there's a part in the second Jurassic Park book where this little girl is super impressed with Sarah Harding because she's a cool girl. She washes her hair with Dawn soap in the sink instead of using Sarah. And that's what this lady did. She was throwing some
Oh
signals
man, and
right
like,
up.
and Tor was letting the intrusive thoughts win, and he like, they had that shot of him like it looks like he's gonna pull out a knife, and then it's a harmonica.
Yeah,
That was kind of weird, and I was like, man, where is this going? And she starts shooting him like the you know what
yeah.
eyes, and like he like starts creeping and
It's
stands
kind
behind
of
her, and
hot.
he like touches her back, and she looks back as if almost like the go ahead,
Yeah,
and
and
he like undoes her top at
yeah,
first,
it's
but
like
then
all
it
right.
immediately he
Yeah.
just like starts stabbing her, and yeah, I gotta say, I wrote down it was one of the most like confusing murder scenes I'd ever seen because like the way he was stabbing her, folks at home can't see, but it was just like this much like
Yeah, it
enthusiasm, and
wasn't like a hard stab.
I'm just like barely moving my hand,
Do you
and
think he's maybe not into murder anymore? He's like losing his love for it? That's
maybe.
sad to see somebody loses their passion.
I love the way you put a spin on something that was just maybe terrible.
No, no, you
No,
don't
no,
understand. This guy's a genius. This is what was the
I'm
subtext that you're
I'm
missing.
the idiot.
Yeah, oh, I wasn't gonna say it, but I am now. You're the idiot. Yes, you are the idiot. You don't understand horror like I understand horror.
I'm
I'm
sorry.
40 episodes deep.
I apologize. I apologize.
Oh
Yeah, maybe I
God.
didn't get it. Maybe I just didn't realize Tor just he didn't have it in him anymore.
He's getting tired of the grind, you know. He
It's
walks in
just
every day and he's like, "Am I making a difference? Slashing these ladies' heads off."
oh my
Oh
gosh.
man,
And the next scene, we see Josh. He's trying to call the cabin and getting no answer because Tor he unplugged the phone earlier.
yeah,
Forgot to mention that.
yeah. Back in the day, folks, you could phones like plugged in, not to charge. They just were plugged in all the time,
Yeah,
like an
that's how you had to
umbilical.
use them.
Yeah, it
Like,
was just there all the time, like
and if
weird.
you unplugged it, it didn't work anymore.
Yeah.
It's just there.
Oh, so a cord is like it's like imagine like a string that looks like it's made out of plastic. That's what a cord is.
And it runs electric. I don't know how it works, but man, it was
I
it
just
was
thought for a second
amazing.
maybe they might not know what a cord is.
Yeah, they probably don't. Uh, oh, I did. Did you see the way that Josh after he called and nobody answered, like he starts like circling this place on a map, which is like a physical map, folks, not his Google Maps.
Yeah, yeah,
It
yeah.
was like a real map that he had to circle with a pen, and I was like, is that how stalkers used to do it back then? They had to
Oh man.
really, they had to really put work into it, folks.
Yeah, I mean, back then that was more. These modern day, these
Yeah,
modern day lady slashers. They just everything's electronic. It's
yeah.
all GPS. What is the detective when he kicks in the door and bursts in and he's going to see your lair? It's just going to see like an iPad. It's not as compelling.
Leslie gets back to the cabin. She's asking for Jan. She notices her bikinis on the kitchen floor.
And no blood. Like I said,
Yeah, that was
no
weird.
blood.
And that was like a carpet kitchen floor, I think.
People are just blood balloons. Like they bleed. Have you ever like got a paper cut and it won't stop for a minute?
Oh
Like
yeah.
it goes everywhere. It's
Especially if they've been
horrific.
drinking, and they had a couple beers before that. Your blood gets thin.
You could just like blow your nose too hard and have some blood. Like humans are blood bags, blood balloons. So
Yeah, but we
it,
don't know how good Tor is at cleaning.
I told you he's an expert janitor. No, I think what it is. Okay, this is what he did. I'll break it down. She had the sink running because she was washing her hair like a cool girl, and he cut her and it just went right into the sink. That's how and she just
Ah,
deflated into all the blood went into the
all the blood.
all every bit of
So when he
blood.
drug her away, there was no
There's no
drag
blood.
marks.
It's the perfect crime. No blood.
Wow.
Oh, I shouldn't have gave that away. That's
Yeah.
the serial killer secret. You can just
Jeez.
do it over. Just like when you're depressed, you said you eat over the sink because you want to make a mess. Same concept.
And I did think it was funny that whenever she got back to the cabin, she notices the bikini and she notices the harmonica, but she doesn't notice the clear as day unplugged phone that was
Yeah,
right in front of her too.
yeah,
And we get a nice random shot of Josh driving, his car to there,
yeah.
but like the look on his face was just it's quite the look,
At
quite the
this
choice.
at this point, I was thinking, are we supposed to be rooting for Josh?
I said the same thing to Haley. I was like, is Josh, the abusive boyfriend, going to be the hero in the end? Is that how we did this in the 80s?
I mean, and like he
Yes.
saves her, and
The answer is yes,
she's like,
folks.
thank you, and he slaps her.
Yeah. God.
She's like, well, better than nothing. Womp
Yeah.
womp.
And then it was like, the end, happily ever
It
after.
was weird.
But yeah, the weird look on his face. It cuts back to Les going down in the docks, and she finds Jana's dead body. And at
Yeah.
first she's like, "Are you messing with me?" And like she turns around and runs right into Tor, and she starts crying. She's like, "Oh God, Josh has killed her. Josh has killed her." And Tor's like, "Oh, we need to go back inside and figure out what to do." And I think he tells her to like find the keys, and he's gonna call the sheriff. We see
Yeah.
Josh driving again, and the rain stops. I noticed this, and like the roads were bone dry after that.
As they
Ah,
are in Oklahoma after a rain, it's just,
yeah.
of course, the land soaks it up.
$40,000.
Yeah.
$40,000. All right. It only gets you so much. Tor turns off the kitchen light, which is weird.
Saving the electricity bill. What's weird about that? You
She
ever had a high electricity bill? You got to cut corners.
Leslie comes back and she's like worried where Josh is because she still thinks he's the killer. And then Tor does the whole reveal, and he's like, you know, they are he doesn't come out and say it, but you might as well have. Like it becomes apparent he's the killer. He like puts the knife up to her.
Yeah, he comes out of the slasher
I
closet.
was so confused. And like in oh wait, he said he loved her since like the moment he first laid eyes on her, which was a crazy thing to
Yeah,
say.
don't ever say that to a lady because they'll be like, well, I don't even know you.
As they should.
Yeah.
And then like it kind of cuts to her hand, like with the keys, like she's balling up
Oh,
the keys
yeah.
like they're sticking
She
out.
does the Wolverine keys, which
Which,
everyone should
ladies, let
know.
me tell you, all that's gonna do is mess up your hand.
Is
It's
it? Is
really
that
not
true?
gonna do. Yeah, it's not gonna do as
Oh,
much damage as you think. It would be better to take one key and just
okay.
try to like jam it in the
Oh,
eye.
just try to like start the car through their eye socket, maybe.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
Well, no, this is good because I used to do that sometimes. Like I'd be Wolverine, but yeah, you're saying that would mess your hand up.
Yeah,
That
well,
makes
it's
sense that
not
it
gonna
would.
like go in them. You know,
Yeah.
they're probably gonna spread open, spread apart, and then like jam your knuckles up and stuff,
Yeah, that's
and
a good point.
it's not worth it.
Yeah.
Don't ask how I know. It just,
Yeah.
I'm just telling you.
She Wolverines his face, which was a cool girl power moment.
And then she runs and hides, and like the place she conveniently chooses is the place where all those rotting dead bodies were,
Yep.
and
Which
you
didn't
know.
don't smell. Keep in
Yeah,
mind they don't
well,
smell.
that's why she went there. It's
Yeah.
like there was no hint of odor to scare her away.
Yeah.
So, and so instead of hiding there, she changes her mind to do the, classic 80s run through the woods.
Yeah.
And, like, I don't. Like, Josh pulls up to the cabin and he's running through it asking if anybody's home despite the lights being off. And,
Our hero
yeah.
Josh.
Yes, our hero Josh. Oh gosh. And then I don't know like the logistics, but somehow Leslie had ran all the way in a big circle back to the cabin,
Yeah.
and like she runs in and like she finds Josh sitting on the couch and she's like, "Ah,
All right. He's
Josh,
over. He's
my
gonna get
hero,
therapy.
my
He's
knight
here.
in shining armor."
Why are you sitting down though? Like you should stand up and help me. And
Yeah, so she goes to hug him like from behind, pick him up and like apparently he cut himself shaving because
real deep.
he had a big gash all the way across his throat. I don't know what that was about.
Maybe it was unrelated to the.
Yeah, totally unrelated events. Uh, Tor
Just
sneaks up.
because someone's head gets sliced off, you just assume it's Tor.
No,
That's
I'm
pretty
saying
judgmental, man.
no. I was just let me finish. I was saying Tor. Then, he just happened to be there, and he's sneaks up behind her and like chokes her out. He just happens to choke her out.
Yeah.
I'm not saying anything bad about Tor. I'm not accusing him of anything, but he chokes her out.
You heard it here. He said, "I'm not saying anything bad about Tor."
Listen, maybe we should go back about 15 seconds ago when you were defending Tor. I can't I can't understand a word that's coming out of Tor's mouth. He's whispering something in her ear as he's like choking her, and I can't understand it because the audio was so damn good. I couldn't hear it. I couldn't make it out. I was too in awe of how great the audio
Yeah.
was. And then Tor puts her on the rowboat, and he's going out in the middle of the lake
It's
to
romantic out there alone. Just
because once you get a girl out on the boat, the implication.
yeah.
That's what I put in my notes.
Oh
I was
man.
like, he's trying to implement the Dennis.
But it's shorter because this is TOR. So it's
Yeah.
terrorize and
Oh, we don't want to know what the R stands
we
for.
know. We all know.
Oh,
We're not going to say it.
no, terrible.
At this point, I seriously, I had not lost hope in the creature from the Black Lagoon.
I didn't either. No, I had that moment.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be. I thought it was gonna be the mermaid siren, Native American princess, ghost lady was gonna come up because they're in the boat. They've already teased it, but no, it didn't. Happen.
Yeah, Leslie makes a break for it. Like she wakes up from like being unconscious, and yeah, and just jumps out. At
Yeah.
first, I thought he threw her, but because he was like going down to reach for her, and she like jumps out, and then like he jumps out to chase her, and then we find out the motherfucker can't swim.
Yeah,
the whole time. Like, and yeah, this is how it ends, folks. This is the climactic end to this movie.
He just
He
drowns.
chases her while she swims away. I mean, he like tries to, and then he's like starts screaming like for help almost.
That was so weird.
Yeah, like she's just gonna turn around and be like, "Oh, Tor, all right, huh? Oh, you little stinker! Don't you ever do that again." No, she lets him drown as she should. But
It's like, you
yeah,
almost got me. I'll get you next time.
yeah, it was such a weird thing. And that's like how the that's not how the movie ended,
I
but that's
still
how
thought
this part ended.
I rewound it back because I thought, well, maybe the Native American sea creature lady is
Yeah,
just like,
and
was there a
that's
hand or something that drug him down? Nothing. He
like,
just drowns.
but yeah, and I wondered maybe if we could even just like have artistic license for ourselves, and we could
Yeah,
just put that on that.
yeah,
Like we could just say that, yeah, that's what happened,
yeah.
and the mermaid, the native mermaid, like scary spirit thing that lives down there, pulled this evil man down, and yeah, because that would make a lot more sense than this dude didn't know how to swim. This
Yeah.
rugged man's man. He just that lives by the water and constantly goes out on the rowboat. Doesn't know how to swim, but that's what happened. And yeah, and so we get this voiceover about how Leslie learned a lesson, and yeah, that was the end. And then after you hear the voiceover, the very last
Oh yeah.
shot is just like Tor pops up out of the water,
And
just like
freeze frames.
yeah, freeze frame, pops up and like that's it.
Well, see, I know from the horror movie stuff that this is a trope they did a bunch. They did at the end of I think maybe Carrie. Her arm pops out of the
They
grave,
did
which
it with
makes no
the
sense.
Friday the 13th with the way that Jason jumps up at
That's
the
right.
end and kind
Yeah,
of like out of the water.
that's weird. What
But
is that?
weird placement. Like the weird, just what a weird ending.
Well, I wrote down that like you never, when you're swimming for your life, you don't ever like stay on the shore, because what if the shark or the lake blob or what have you jumps up on the edge of the shore and grabs you?
Yeah,
So I'm gonna celebrate way far away from when I'm really passed out.
my goodness. But we told you guys we're gonna cover. If it was shot in Oklahoma,
Yeah, we
we're gonna
will cover
cover
it.
it. And Terror at Tenkiller. It's Halloween
Yeah,
season.
it's the spookiest season of the year, and I'm not talking tax time.
Get out.
Uh,
You know, we don't ever try to bag on movies.
no, but
We said we're gonna try to find something good about this.
I mean, I did have a fun time watching it because
I did too.
it's not for me, but it was fun watching it. I relish when I get to watch something that like sort of forced into, in this case, something that I would never watch under any other circumstances.
I do recommend people watching it though because you will have a good time
Yeah,
at just
and this podcast will make a lot more sense
yeah
if you've seen this.
yeah. And honestly, I feel like we kind of failed you to do it justice. Really, like I don't think we were as detailed as we normally are because, quite frankly, I was so confused. There was a lot of times I was just completely confused, and
For me, the way I thought about it and saying it in like a polite way is like, it was just a kind of a fun movie. Like it wasn't like, maybe they had a lot of fun making it. I hope I had fun watching it,
yeah, I really
but it
do
was.
hope they did have fun making it.
Yeah, but it wasn't like I don't know. I've seen scarier and more gimmicky and stuff, but it was a cool try. Did this guy make any other stuff? I wonder. A whole series of like lake killings set in Oklahoma.
Honestly, no, I couldn't. Honestly, I couldn't find a lot about any of the people in this. Like the one that played Jana,
Oh
Michelle
man.
Merchant. I couldn't find much about her at all.
Well, if she's listening to this, we'd love to talk to you about your
Oh,
experience on
dude,
this.
absolutely, and please don't. Your acting was like actually the MVP for me.
Right on. Yeah, she was
She
the.
was great in it. The lead, the Leslie was played by Tracy Logan, and she was a recent OSU graduate. Whenever right before she shot
Oh,
this,
that's
so
cool.
like this was one of her very first projects. But she went on to be in like musicals like Beauty and the Beast. So
Oh, that's cool.
she ended up doing some terrific things with her career,
Nice.
just not in film. I think she was more into like Broadway and stuff like that. But
That's got to be so hard to do.
she had a great career after that, and you know, props to her. Sometimes we don't know like why these people were cast. It could be favors to the writers, the directors, or whatever. You know, like we don't know, and they did a great job for what it was
Yeah,
and for what they had to work with.
yeah, for sure. Because these were really popular for a while. These slasher movies. I guess they're still popular in certain circles, but for a while in the '80s, I mean, it was like it was these were making money.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know?
no, and especially yeah, when you consider this was like back in 1986,
Yeah,
who knows? It could have been filmed in 85 for all we
yeah.
know, and then like so, and it was also on a $40,000 budget, which I looked up, and it kind of equals to today's money would be around roughly 118,000, somewhere around there. So, and that's not a lot of money,
Yeah,
and I'm not gonna say like it shows in the film because they shot on location, and you know, for the most part they didn't need a lot, you know, to do, but
and I don't know this from personal experience, just from being a fan and watching like behind the scenes stuff on like Waterworld. But apparently in film, uh, anytime you're working with water, lake, ocean, especially, it's a massive hassle. Like it's a big deal. So I wonder. I'd like to know if we ever got to talk to any of these people. Like, what was it like shooting on this lake and doing some of these boat scenes? Like, it's probably really hard just to even do a simple boat scene. I bet is really difficult.
yeah, and what I was gonna say is like 118,000 is not a lot of money in
No.
the world of making a film.
Yeah.
So like, I mean, sometimes they have this thing called no budget, quote unquote no budget, and that's for something around like $10,000 or less.
Mm.
Because $10,000 it's considered nothing when in
Literally
the
nothing.
world, yeah, in the world of making film. If you want to make something that you know looks good, 10,000 is not going to get you much. That might get you some equipment,
Yeah.
maybe some equipment.
Dang. Well, props to this guy for, having a swing and trying to throw his hat in the ring about slasher films. You know, make his own, make a Oklahoma's own
And this is
slasher.
like I did look up on YouTube to see if there were other reviews, and to my surprise, there were a few out there.
Oh, wow, cool.
So this is like, and they it was re-released in like 2004 on DVD, and then I saw like again in maybe 2014, and then I saw something recent about a 4K restoration version, and
That's
you
cool.
know, so somebody out there like loves this.
I mean, there's enough people. It must be enough of a cult classic for it to get a 4K.
And you
That's
know
cool.
how like the people in the slasher culture, you know, they love a lot of things that you know some snobs might think is
Yeah.
terrible. So
Well, that is one cool thing that I found out in my horror movie homework experience is like they're pretty good natured. Most of the fans are actually really cool, even though they watch just some of the grossest, most vile stuff. But I've been told that's kind of like it's like cathartic. That's how you get it out or whatever. So that's cool if that works for you. Not a whole lot of horror stuff for me,
yeah, I always
but
wondered. I never. I guess I always questioned the appeal of slasher films, or
yeah,
and I almost sometimes question the sincerity of the fans. Like, are you really into this, or did you just kind of you're so deep into saying you are now that you just go
yeah.
with it? Cause like, really, you're into like the gory, but I mean, if you're saying that's the way they kind of get that out,
I mean
as
that's what
long
I
as it's in
hear.
a healthy way, you do what you got to do.
Horror as a genre is not really it's not my thing. I've seen some good ones though, and this one was fun. I would say, yeah, if you guys are listening, I would watch it.
Give it a watch.
Yeah,
It's definitely it's worth that. And
and buy the 4K steelbook if you can,
yeah,
because in my mind, if you are gonna pay for this and watch it, get it in the best quality. Because you might not want, maybe you might not watch it again. Maybe it's not your thing. So the first time you watch it, in my opinion, should be. I always do that. If there's a director's cut and a high quality version of something, that's the one I'm going to go for first. because that's the best. And get these people some royalty checks.
Yeah, for
Heck
real.
yeah.
And if you just can't wait, it's on Tubi right now, so you could go watch it and sit through some ads.
There's a
Unfortunately,
couple ads, but Tubi's. I do like Tubi. They have some crazy stuff I've watched on there. Some really obscure horror. If you like low budget slasher weird horror, they have it all.
shout out to Tubi.
Yeah, heck yeah.
And as far as like 1 out of 10, I usually ask you this. I'm not gonna ask you this time because that's not what this movie is
What
about.
if a star, 1 out of 10, or whatever out of 10 is really
Listen. That's not what this movie's
yeah,
about. This movie isn't about accolades and stars and it's not even about approval. It's about somebody wrote a movie and they wanted to go out and shoot it and get it done,
yeah,
and they did. And to that, I give them all of my respect and praise.
yeah.
I genuinely mean that.
No, I do too, because you know what? Even if it's a swing and a miss, someone loved it. I mean, they're making it on 4K, so
Yeah.
obviously it's got some staying power, and good for them. Yeah, as you know, it's super hard to make movies, make anything. It's
Especially in 1986, I can't imagine.
yeah,
So hats off to you, Ken Myers.
yeah. Well, this is a real fun experience. It kind of brought me back having to watch horror. I felt like the spirit of Wolfbane was watching over us during this and giving us his dark blessing.
Well, thank you, Wolfbane.
Yeah, shout out to you, Hail Geen or whatever. Yeah, this was cool. This was fun. If you guys want to like and subscribe and follow us, we really appreciate that. We need all the help we can get, and just if you enjoy Oklahoma movies and you want to help the upcoming Oklahoma film industry, which hey, we're growing and we're making some good stuff. If you guys haven't seen the lowdown, I'm not caught up, but episode 6 has my co-host, the other Christopher, on here.
Yeah.
We're all very, very proud of him. I believe he plays a bouncer at a LGBT club. So
yeah.
super props for that. That's cool.
I was hugging gay men in the
yeah.
background, just like my father always dreamed. You can catch new episodes of The Lowdown every Wednesday on Disney Plus, Disney on Hulu, and you can watch it every Tuesday live on FX Networks.
Man, I'm gonna get caught up, and I'm gonna catch it up live. I think they were showing it in some bar downtown. We definitely got to go and watch the finale. That'll be fun.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody, for listening to another edition of Oklahoma History and Film. I am your host, Christopher Gazaway.
I am your co-host, Christopher Coldthorne. We want you all to be safe out there. Stay safe if you're on the lake. There are slashers everywhere. If you learned anything from this, learn that. Be safe from slashers. Happy Halloween.